Okay, the end of day 3. I'm now in my hotel room. It's a lovely hotel actually, in the middle of nowhere in Gloucestershire, a place called Clearwell. And apparently Baby Spice once stayed here, and a bloke called Tommy Walsh who has massive shoes. He's a DIY TV expert. Massive shoes, and I think a voice to match. And now me. Well, today I've cycled 93 miles. It's my longest planned cycling day. And after the first 2 days over Devon and Cornwall, which were very tough, certainly yesterday was incredibly tough, I'm beginning to ache now. There are all sorts of aches and tweaks and strains appearing. And that's, I mean, it has been a lot colder today, ranging between 4 to 7 degrees Celsius, generally about 5. It's cold, some strong headwinds. Apparently tomorrow we're going to get the most rain ever in one day that we've ever had in this country, more so than last week when we had the greatest amount of rain ever in one day. So apparently we're getting it again, but it's even greater than the one that was meant to be the greatest. So that's a real joy, and some strong sort of northeasterly headwinds. I've got about 80 to 83 miles to do tomorrow, and the first 4 days are undoubtedly my toughest because of the terrain and the distances and the combination thereof. But today was a bit more civilized. It was long but not quite so hilly, apart from 2, 3 to 4 mile long hills, one of which was in the last 10 miles, which is sort of an ironic bonus. But the first one actually was Cheddar Gorge. I've never been to Cheddar Gorge before. I've passed it many times and cycled up it, all 3-4 miles of it, and to get right to the top to sort of cycle down again. Across the Quantocks, the Mendips and all the rest of it. I started in Somerset in the northern fringes of Exmoor, worked my way through Somerset, into Avon, across the Severn Bridge, into Gwent in Wales, and then obviously arrived in Gloucestershire. And on my journey I met this 69-year-old guy called Roger. He's from Northumberland, and he said, I'm retired now, and he was doing it on his own. He had a steel bike with a lot of luggage. He was finding it quite hard work. He said, I tend to run out of puff after about 60, certainly 70 miles, so I'm doing Land's End John Groats over a period of 19 days. And we bumped into each other, even though we went by different routes, on 4 different occasions. A lovely chap. And he was remarking how some of the young guys he's met have all the carbon fibre bikes and all the rest of it. They have somebody who's providing a support vehicle. We both agree they need to man up. And to do it a sort of more politely hairy-chested adventure of doing this solo and unsupported, which he was as well, which for his age was brilliant. And you know, he was very practical. For instance, when it chucked down with rain yesterday, it's going to apparently do it tomorrow. He had brought some serious hard-duty marigold-style washing-up gloves to protect his hands and gloves from the wind chill, but also the wetness, which I thought was brilliant. And actually, I might well do the same tomorrow. Even though I've got some good gloves, but you know, they can get a bit cold. So the Cheddar Gorge was very spectacular, but steep. And it's been a long day. I've actually got a lovely room. For once, not a single room you can't swing a bicycle pump in. Got this lovely Bateau Lee. I've been brilliantly treated. Had 3 courses, and they treated me like a king here, which is fantastic. Just what you need. But I'm really beginning to ache now. And I could do with a good night's sleep as well. So here's to tomorrow, up to Shrewsbury, about 80 to 83 miles, and we'll just take on whatever the weather throws at me.